excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Cassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Well, hello. What's going on? It's Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. GS, serving your community for over 50 years. They're hiring now. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, top men, and superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. What was that? What was Hernan's walk there?
That was
He's doing like a high knee sort of cool guy walk.
That's a Chilean strut.
Yeah, that looked. I have to say that looked pretty cool, man. I wish I could pull that off. So, Gager, how was that bacon that you heated up? Eh?
It was just part of the sandwich, Dusty.
But why was it smelling so good in the office here?
Probably.
Did you use the air fryer?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that must have been why.
Yeah. Crispy bacon.
Cass, we were just debating here, Gager and I and Hernan. Can you smell lettuce?
No.
Thank you. See, that's what I said. And Gager's like, no, you could smell good fresh lettuce.
No, it doesn't like.
If you go into the kitchen after you wash lettuce in like a spinner, Cass.
I don't think I'd walk in and be like, oh, somebody just spun lettuce.
I could smell
No, like if you like shove your face into it, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of a smell. But like Dusty said, it's not like
it's not,
you know, if you're in a regular regular kitchen, you're not walking in and being like, smells like someone just washed some lettuce. Like
right, you wouldn't walk in and be like, oh, I smell tomatoes.
You might, yeah, if there's lots of tomatoes that were cut. But
I thought I was crazy.
No, I don't.
I thought I was a crazy one. Turns out you're the crazy one, Gager.
Well, when you use your lettuce spinner at home, Dusty, when you're cleaning your lettuce, don't you smell it?
You are hilarious. We do have a lettuce container in the fridge. Because we had a ton of lettuce from the garden this year.
Oh, okay.
So Tam had washed a bunch of it and then cleaned it and put it. So we have like a
Did you smell it when you pulled it out of the ground?
I didn't pull it out of the ground.
You smell the dirt, Gager. You smell the dirt.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah. You're actually that is true. So I don't know. I just thought it was weird that you thought you could really smell lettuce like it was like what's it? Asparagus is the stinky one. Oh, what's the cilantro?
Oh, do you like cilantro?
No. Well, I know the smell of cilantro from working produce back in the day.
It's weird because I hear like it's such a polarizing
cilantro.
Yeah. I love it. I'll put that.
I think there's scientifically, it's like people have like a gene.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like there's a specific gene or something in your DNA for people that don't like it. Apparently, it tastes different to some people, and that's why some people just can't stand it.
Like your DNA, some people will like cilantro and some people won't.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I don't know how true that is.
I don't have it. I don't have that gene.
I mean, it's kind of.
Have you tried it ever?
Well, no, it smells gross. I don't want to eat it.
Well, then you don't know unless you actually taste it, like where it tastes different. But it kind of.
Gil in the chat says it either tastes normal or like soap.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing.
Really?
Here's the thing, guys, is we kind of can equate it to Evan Bouchard on defense. You either have the gene that you engage people in front of the net, or you don't.
I thought you were going to say his play either stinks or it doesn't.
Well, I mean, that could be another segue. A multitude of ways.
Can I take a run at it? I'm going to say he doesn't have the gene to pick people up in front of the net.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
I am referring to
unless it's the playoffs.
The rest of the season is cilantro.
He's cilantro man.
Yeah, love him or hate him. Yeah.
Look, we have to make sure we give enough time criticizing all aspects of the team, because if you don't, people think you only ever rip on Bouchard. But I don't know. We've got lots to get to. We're gonna get to hire it or fire it coming up a little bit later on. But let's just start with general thoughts, because then I do have one question about the game that I think would be a fun one to debate. Cass, post game was interesting last night, obviously, and look, they had a 2-0 lead. You shouldn't blow a 2-0 lead against a team that struggled as much as St. Louis. But Bouchard got out of the way of Suter getting to the front of the net, and then make sure he didn't get hit by a puck. Slid back and watched them score the winner. Like, that's the game-winning goal with just over a minute left. I'm sorry, but you got to take the brunt of the blame on that one, right?
You're going to. And it wasn't so much like he was fronting Suter at first, which is fine. I actually don't even mind him being like, I'm not going to try to deflect this. I don't want it to go off of me, but I don't want to screen the goalie, so I'm going to slide a little bit here to make sure he can see it. But if you do that, you have to slide and you have to know where the guy you were just fronting is. Right? You can't move out of the way and abandon a guy. Now, if you move out of the way so your goalie can see it, again, that's fine. You front a guy, that's fine. But you have to be immediately ready to say, hey, I'm going to move just a little bit to make sure my goalie can see this, but I'm going to keep my stick in a position where I can immediately engage and help on any kind of a rebound. And he didn't. And that's what made it look so bad. It's not that he slid, not that he moved. It was just that he didn't re-engage and just let it happen. And yeah, you're gonna get blamed heavy for that. Now, it's not the only reason. It wasn't the only guy that didn't play great, but it happened right at the end of the game, and it just looked really, really bad. So we're going to talk about it. People are going to talk about it. That's what's going to, like, if there's a defining moment in that game, that's what's going to jump out to people, because that's what ultimately cost them the game, because it did. Now, there's other things again that built up. You had a 2-goal lead. Shouldn't let that happen. There's lots of stuff that wasn't good, but that's the moment that's going to stand out most to people.
Gage, when I mentioned how are you leaving that guy standing right there, a lot of people are like, well, Pickard shouldn't have given up a rebound. But I mean, the goalies are going to give up rebounds, and it's defenseman's job.
It wasn't a bad rebound.
I thought it was kind of like a hot shot coming in, and
yep.
I mean, I
dropped right in front of him.
Yeah, I didn't
dropped
think
right in front of him. Like, and
it's not
from
like
a rebound
kicked it out
standpoint,
to a guy who's 3 feet to his right.
It was 3 feet to his right. It was right in front of him. And normally you're anticipating, because if Evan Bouchard has any kind of a stick in there, Pickard's going to be able to find it and like jump on it. Right? Like, but instead he's in the process of trying to find it, and Suter's already walking around him, because it was just like, whoop, it pulled it. Because it's almost even sitting in between his pads, like with where it sits. Because so it wasn't a horrible rebound.
Yeah, I would tell defensemen, just if you can give me an extra like half second, right?
Yep.
Control the stick. That's all you got to do.
So when the puck looks like it's going to pop off it quickly, you just sort of corral it, right?
So if Pickard probably has an extra half second there, he probably covers it, right?
Yeah. A quarter second, even not even a half second, not even a quarter second, like
right?
Like any sort of engagement of Suter allows
Pickard to pick that up instead of just a guy using him like as a one-timing board, essentially.
Yeah. Well, he also, you give him that split second too, even if he can't cover it up, even if you don't take the puck all the way from Suter, you at least as a goalie, and Pickard's a standard, so his stick is in his right hand, he then will be able to re-engage with his stick, like this goaltending with the paddle. Now all of a sudden he's going to have a chance to put his paddle in the way and to stop someone trying to cut back across. Like, there's so much that it's just all you need is just the fractional second, quarter second, tenth of a second, like just something to slow Suter down so he can't cleanly pick it up and walk around. And it didn't happen. So you can't blame Pickard for that. Now I think, and I know it was a little bit of a lucky bounce off the post, off of Pickard in the net. Yeah. I think if you want to blame Pickard on the second goal, I'm fine with blaming him on the second goal. If you want to blame him on, I don't think he got across well, and he kind of had a weird drop, like down into his butterfly gauge. I don't know if you want to comment on that, on the one-timer. Like, I didn't love that. You want to say that wasn't good enough? Sure, I'm fine. But that game-winning goal was not on Pickard at all.
I was under siege by the women in my life last night, so I missed that. I didn't catch I just caught the third period there, so I was.
You got low lights and highlights coming up today, anyway.
Yeah, that I'll have to.
Yep.
Poor guy. I was under siege.
It just makes me think of the Under Siege movies.
Oh man, remember the cake scene in Under Siege? I think the first time I saw that, I was about 14 years old.
Yeah,
and I was. Game changer.
It was a game changer.
Game changer. Yeah. Steven Seagal, I don't know. I thought he was always super cheesy.
Oh, those two movies are great though.
I haven't watched the first Under Siege probably in 20 years. I should probably go back and watch it again.
Just a lowly cook.
There was a second one?
Yeah, Dark Territory.
Oh, I did not.
That's where I was last night. I was in Under Siege 2.
The Dark Territory last night. Okay, so let me ask you this. This is, you criticize Bouchard and everybody instantly online starts going, yeah, well, Oilers media never says anything about goaltending. And, they don't say this, they don't say that. So let me just ask you guys, from last night's game, what was the bigger concern in your opinion? Bouchard on the game winner, Pickard's game overall, or McDavid and Draisaitl and Nuge combining for 0 shots on goal in the hockey game last night? To you, what's the more concerning thing?
I would go with your supposed best players not having a shot, actually. But this kind of goes back to what you were harping on this morning. And how long... I hate to toot my own horn, but how long have I been saying this? I cannot stand it when these guys score goals and pretend like their dog just died.
I think of you and Reed when I talk about that. I know both you and Reed, it drives you nuts.
I don't get it, man. Is it that labor? And it breeds through the whole, I don't know if it's a machismo thing and you're like, yeah, I'm so good. I don't need to do anything right now. It's another day, another goal. Here we go. But show something. Just a little pumpernickel. Like Mario used to give it just even a little subtle pump or something. Just do something.
The greatest goal scorer of all time still celebrates like it's his first goal pretty much every single time.
Every single time.
He's a bit of a unique situation. But if anybody should be tired of scoring goals and celebrating, it's probably that dude.
Yeah.
And it just never will be.
Like
Roslovic scores last night. It almost looked like he's afraid. He's like get pumped because McDavid and Draisaitl are coming over and being like, good job, donkey. Good job.
Even when Savoy scored the other night, I mean, it went off his stick or his skate
off
or
his
whatever.
leg, yeah.
But he was all excited. And Henrique came over like, oh, I guess you got that one. I'm not saying, but he just looked like, oh, yeah, you scored. Good job. Good job. It was his first goal. Ugh.
I don't know, Cass. Does that drive you crazy?
Yes and no. Like I understand the wanting to just be like business, like we're all about business. We're just but it has to go hand in hand with we're just gonna do this 8 times a game type of business, right? Like there's a mentality of we don't feel the need to celebrate big because guess what? We're gonna score again in 30 seconds, and guess what? We're gonna score another minute after that, and guess what? We're gonna put up 8 on you tonight. So we don't feel the need to celebrate because we're gonna score so often. Like this one isn't a big deal. But that's not what we're seeing right now, is it? Like we're not seeing the energy, we're not seeing the excitement in all facets of the game. So sometimes it doesn't bother me. It's it's one of those things. It's like I don't know. Like there's a comedian, so I'm stealing this bit from him, Nate Bargatze, which is great. I think it was Nate
awesome.
Bargatze,
yeah,
who's awesome. But it's so true. It's like the person that has one leg. You don't care that they don't have one leg until they do something that bothers you, and all of a sudden you're like, "Why does that guy have one leg?" Like that's kind of what this is right where it's like normally it doesn't bother you, and then all of a sudden they do something that's frustrating, or the team's doing something that's frustrating, and all of a sudden it turns into an issue, and it's like, man, that just drives me nuts. Like I can't stand that. Why does this team have to be like that and not celebrate? And I kind of feel like that's it, because if they were just scoring goals all the time right now and putting them up like crazy, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I get it, but with how they're playing and the lack of enthusiasm and excitement in general that we're seeing on a night-to-night basis, I totally get why it's a frustrating thing to not have any kind of emotion or excitement when they score. And I'm completely with Gage on this. Like to me, that's the real concerning problem. I mean, that's the issue. That is the issue. Well, one of the issues. I think that issue stems from other issues, but it's one of the big issues right now.
So the big issue is
to
lack
me
of emotion?
the big issue. No, the big issue. No. Okay. No, the big issue for me is their defense. But like of the list that you gave, I would say that shooting is the primary.
McDavid and Draisaitl having no shots on goal. Yeah.
That's the biggest or most concerning out of those.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
How does that happen?
Yeah, like
That can't happen.
It's weird to me. Like, it's so weird. I didn't even notice it till somebody pointed it out today. They're like, hey, you're not even talking about those guys having no shots. I said, wait, what?
They should have
Going back
10
to look, I
shots
was like-
between the three of them.
Between Nuge, McDavid, and Draisaitl.
At the very least by the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
No.
And just because they only had one power play and they scored on it quickly, you can get shots at 5-on-5 too. You know,
3.3
it's just-
shots.
Yeah.
Each. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. How much of this sub 500 start that they've gotten off to, Gager, do you think ties into the lack of oomph in the game? Like if they were just, I don't know, they just seem to be like it kind of still looks a little bit like preseason hockey with this team.
Oh, yeah. I like we're kind of used to it. I think like I feel that this is just who they are, right? They're slow starters to get the engine going. No one knows why. I mean, the good thing is the Pacific's not. I don't think the Pacific's is as strong as it once was for some reason. So they're still in a wild card spot. They're still in striking distance in the top three. So it's not all doom and gloom, but I think just the major concern is what we're talking about now. The eye test is so awful when it comes to emotion, to the way that they're losing games, right? Like I watched the game and I talked about it yesterday. I watched the Boston Carolina game over the weekend. And I don't know why, but I was drawn to it because it was fast. There was good scoring chances. Their stars were the stars. The goalies were good. Like it drew me in just to the play. There was a little bit of nastiness, right? They had everything in that game. And I watched before I was accosted by my girls. I was watching that game and like you guys said this morning, like Trev, it was meh. You know, it didn't grab you in yet. And I think for Oilers fans, they want to be drawn into a game, like get emotional instead of just watching paint dry.
Yeah, Cass, there really hasn't been many games where I think from an emotional perspective, people have been engaged. You know, like after the postgame where people are like, oh my God, like it's just they're frustrated with things, but I don't think there's been that like emotional energy that you've seen during stretches in other regular seasons, not just the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe Utah, right? Like after that game.
Yeah,
maybe?
rarely,
maybe a little bit,
right? But
like where it was like, we pulled together. Yeah, big win, huge win, like great job. But I mean, it kind of feels, and it is felt from an energy standpoint, like even if they've had the overtime wins and had some wins where it's just kind of like, it's like a phew, like, oh yeah, we got that, like type of thing. Not like a, not like we're going to stick it to everybody and screw that team, screw the other teams. We're the best. Like we're going to roll now. We're where we want to be. Like we're going to be great. Like it's just kind of a very emotional mentality. And I understand you can't be at level 100 the entirety of an 82 game season. You can't. It's impossible. There's going to be fluctuations and up and downs, but the challenging part is we still haven't seen any kind of a stretch with anything. Like it's just going to been that
right. That's it. It's not even like, you're right. It's not like, oh yeah, well, they've kind of been up and down, but they had like a 4-game stretch where they're absolutely lights out. Like you haven't seen that with this team yet. Coach Mike texts in and says, how does this team rip off 5 wins in a row? What needs to happen? It seems like it's constantly 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Gage, the power play's been good recently, right? They're best in the league, 50% over the last little stretch. But how does this team rip off a mini heater here?
Hyman gets back in the lineup.
Like you don't think they're capable of doing it without Hyman getting back in the lineup?
They need a spark, right?
Yeah.
They need something to happen to them that's, I don't know if it's adversity or like
you need someone to get run on your team.
Yeah.
Like a rallying point.
Yeah, a rallying point. And Hyman could be that too, right? Like, and that's why I agree with you, Gage. Like, they have the potential to bust out of it themselves and to find that emotional spark, but I almost feel like it needs to be something external that happens. Now, if it was internal, wouldn't it have been great if Trent Frederick would have in St. Louis like hit somebody from behind or something? Like, and here's another. So not that, in modern NHL, sorry, this just brought me another thing on the emotional side of the game. They haven't had a single fight this year. And that's not to say that you have to be out there looking for it, but I'm like, that's how emotionally
They haven't
engaged
had a
they've been in
single
games.
fight all year?
No, zero.
Oh. And remember, what was
Zero.
that? Was that last year, the record with
Every time they fought, they won.
They won.
Because that spoke to, I think it wasn't every game the entirety season, but it was like the first 6 or 7 games they had a fight. It's like they won. And because it spoke to them being emotionally engaged in a game. And I'm like, they haven't had that. Like, how many times? Like, there's been some hits, but we have not seen
overall,
either
their
from
games aren't
Edmonton.
very physical either way, right? It's not
Nope.
like they're
Haven't seen.
Yeah.
Haven't seen someone like we had. There was the Evander Kane hit, which, by the way, they were actually emotionally engaged that game.
Yeah,
right. Like that's against Vancouver. By the way, that might be still arguably their most complete game. Actually, no one says arguably. I would say unquestionably. That was their best game of the season. By the way, when Evander King was running around like dropping people with hits, maybe hitting people from behind, like injuring players on your team, is like, yeah, that game they were the most emotionally engaged and they're most into it. But outside of that, I mean, like if I'm a coach on another team and I'm talking to my players, I'm like, hey, you want to pressure Edmonton's defenseman? Do you want to try to hit him? Yeah, you want to hit him, but don't go out of your way to try to run people over this game. Don't go out of your way to do it, because this team is emotionally checked out right now, and you want them sleeping.
Yeah.
You want him sleeping. Like if you did something to Leon Draisaitl and Draisaitl wakes up, and people know this, like if you get that guy fired up, he's going. You get McDavid fired up, he's going. Like you take a run at Dale Nurse and you hit his defensive partner, like you hit Kulak from behind, or you do, like this team will all of a sudden, like that emotion sparks up and it's there. But you haven't seen teams take a run at Edmonton because they don't have the dogs, I'm going to say, to pull them into the fight emotionally, or they have guys that should. Again, I'm looking at Trent Frederick here as a prime example of the guy that they expected to bring some of that energy, and it just hasn't been there. Like the team is sleepy, so you need something external to happen. Someone on some other team to do something stupid. Trent Frederick to run at somebody, getting a scrap. Or potentially Zach Hyman coming back if none of that stuff happens, because that could just be a spark that you have Hyman back and it mentally like a switch flips. But emotionally, something has to happen to bring this team into it. And again, not that you're going to be at that level 100 the rest of the season, but so far it just hasn't been there.
You shouldn't need the other team to motivate you to wake up, though.
No.
It's interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not disagreeing with Cash. You're
I'm
just adding to it. Yeah.
But like, it's funny how you say that, Cass. The waking, like, don't poke the bear.
Yeah, sleeping giant.
And one guy who was kind of like that too, that you really didn't want to, was Jarome Iginla, right? You kind of, not that you let him sleep, but you didn't want him to engage physically into a game, because then it was probably not going to end well for a few D-men, and he'd probably have a few goals by the end of the night, right? You just let him sleep. Don't talk to him. Don't go out of your way to engage. And that's, maybe this team misses those intangibles of Corey Perry, of drawing them in.
They do.
Corey Perry just standing in front of the goalie drove other teams nuts at this point of his career, right? And he's the dark arts magic. There's a stick left behind a skate. There's a slight bump. There's all these things that get the other team engaged, and all of a sudden, everyone's coming in and dealing with that side of the game, because Corey Perry's way more engaged in that style of play. They don't have anyone that'll do that.
Well, yeah, they don't have anybody who like can do it but really isn't doing it. Like Corey Perry's an elite.
Yeah, but Mangiapane kind of is a pest, right? That's an element of it. Frederick should be an instigator.
I'm not sure what Frederick is.
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't really know either. He should be he should be like Corey Perry, where other teams are going around trying to get retribution for a big hit, right?
Yep.
He should be jumped because he's running over a guy with a good hit. And that hasn't...
Bumping the goalie a little bit after the whistle, like always just... And not even bumping the goalie, like an inch from the goalie's face after the whistle, like just standing there, not moving.
Like, yeah.
They need a Lamborghini, like that type of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. The Lamborghini. Yeah. They just... You need a little bit of that. And I think you need a little bit of that for Edmonton, because it pulls people into the game.
And let's face it, you need it in playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a reason.
Like, they're gonna have to hope that playoffs draws it out of some of these guys,
Yeah.
or they have to add something like that before the deadline, right? Like,
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, and if you're going up against the same thing, you have to go up against the biggest pests in the league. The best pests in the league. But
Corey Perry in 7 games with the Kings this year has 5 goals and 7 points.
Jesus.
I'm not sure if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah, he's got 5 goals in 7 games with the Kings so far this year. So
Wow.
yeah.
He didn't even have how many games did he miss?
your reaction was good. Well, he missed. Well, I think he kind of
First
missed when they had
4?
their slow start type of thing.
Yeah. Imagine
Yeah.
that. Guy that brings you into the fight.
Kenny Holland 1, Jeff Jackson nothing.
Hey, well, we're seeing it, right? Like, okay, now it's really Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman. Even though Stan came in late, I think Kenny Holland's fingerprints were still a little bit on this team. Now it's all them, right? They have to find out how to make this team a little bit more. They're competitive, but they need to get to a different level of competitiveness, I think. Do I think they can? Yeah. But geez, the emotion level, man.
Well, let's get to some comments. You can, if you're listening on TuneIn Radio or iHeartRadio or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You okay there, Cager? It's is it not loading onto the monitor?
No, it wasn't doing it at first.
Anyway, if you're listening online somewhere, you can text us 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us, and let's get into some of the comments here from a few folks. Let's see here. YYC No Flames for me says no one chirps the other team. It seems as well. It's like they don't view the opponent as an enemy. Penner's Pancake says still early, but Frederick needs to do something to get noticed. Anything. Just to snap out of this. I popped in on the post-game show last night, dropped a little dynamite and got out of there. I said, Frederick's on pace for 46 goals.
Oh, that was you.
over the 8-year term of his contract.
I popped in and saw that. I saw that and turned it off.
That was me. Sorry, man. I just was like that's legitimately his pace right now for the look. That's his pace for the 8-year deal, and I'll tell you right now, the final 4 years of the deal aren't going to be as good as whatever the first 4 years of the deal are. So, I mean, I would agree with that person that says he has to do something, anything, to get noticed. Scott Thompson, 7450 says, we get to enjoy a Stanley Cup swoon minus the cup, which sucks as well. Yeah, so keep the comments coming in. 780-218-9999 is where you can Calvin CMC says, I hope Regula switches a flip to be more physical and aggressive after being in the receiving hit from Kane's hit. Gordon McDowell says, I always seem to make time to watch Anaheim and Detroit games these days because you see two teams skating their wheels off like it's the World Juniors or something. So, yeah, I mean, right now, that was an interesting comment. Kaz, what do you think of the one in there from the chat that said they don't seem to treat the opposition like they're an enemy? And it's just like they're just like another team that's on the ice to play against, and let's go see if we can score an extra goal, you know? That kind of goes back to my whole preseason comments. Like, it just doesn't seem like they're angry or they're like fired up in any way.
There's too much respect for the other team. And part of you wants to kind of, I don't know, just embarrass them a little bit. Show them that they're not in your league instead of playing down to theirs. Right? Like you're saying, there's no hate. There's no animosity towards another team. And there should be. And it shouldn't take Evander Kane to have to go hit a few guys for everyone to feel like they have to do something all of a sudden. Be
the team that goes and hits somebody.
Right? I don't know. They just don't. They don't seem to. It's there though. There is an aggressive nature to some of these guys. We saw Bouchard. You see him slap Rupe Hintz in the skate. Like that was.
No, that was
so evil.
When he did that, he was skating to his own bench and kind of went like this.
Oh, I know.
And then what
But it
away,
was
yeah.
out of character.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure when Bouch got to the NHL, his gloves were glued on. Like if you bumped into him at Fife and Deckel over there,
Yeah.
like he would be ordering a sandwich with his gloves on.
No,
like,
I'm pretty sure there's a string underneath his shoulder pads that keep them on. So even if he drops one, it's still he can keep it just like
Just
the
hanging
little
there.
kids.
Yeah, let's just talk about the Bouch thing for a second because the Paris Jewelers inbox on the Nielsen show today was just on tilt essentially the entire morning. I had a pretty good rant earlier in the show to kind of just on the play in general. But a lot of people are like, man, what do they got to do? They sit this guy? Like, what do you do with this guy? How do you hold this guy accountable? And Cass, I want to throw that question to you, man. Like, it's different. It's not a bantam hockey kid who gets benched and doesn't play in the next game because he let a guy stand all alone in front of the net with a minute left and cost your team a victory. But there's got to be some sort of way to get some sort of message across, because if you don't get a message across, and I don't think he's a guy that you just sort of say it to, and he's like, yeah, okay. If you don't get some sort of message across, why would he change? Like, why would it be any different? Why would next time somebody's open in front, why would he engage them as opposed to just sit back and, well, I'll just watch again and nothing's going to happen anyway?
Well, because you speak to him encouragingly and kindly and ask him nicely, Dusty. That's how. Well, I'm going to bring up something. I don't know if you caught it on the post-game show, the Wilson post-game show last night, and I'm going to bring it up again here because I think it's important to note. If we look at the defenseman's time on ice yesterday, we start with Brett Kulak playing the most minutes at 21-22. Then we have Darnell Nurse, 2054. Then we have Matthias Ekholm, 2042. Then Evan Bouchard, fourth, at 1931. Then Jake Wallman at 1919. Ty Emberson at 1814. Now, in and of itself, it's like, okay, well, he still played fourth on the team. Yes, correct. Other guys did play significantly more. Now, when we look at Evan Bouchard's game logs, outside of the game against the Utah Mammoth, which we got to throw out because the whole team was playing really well and they were rolling lines, this is the first time this season he's played under 20 minutes. You know, his average is right around 23, so he played around 4 minutes less than his average. And his average actually would be even, I think, a little bit higher than that if you exclude that Utah game. I didn't do the math on that because I'm too lazy, so I didn't. He played 4 minutes less than he typically does this season. It's the only game, again, outside of that Utah game where he played under 20 minutes. So I wonder if that slow push to accountability is starting. And yes, I know he was out there at the end of the game. His accountability is going to be with the minutes played.
Well, I know, but his minutes played were below 20 because they had one power play and they scored on it in a matter of moments. Right? Like if they have 3 power plays in last night's game, he's at 23 minutes.
It might be, yeah, and potentially you could be right. Yeah, that's a fair argument.
I think that's probably what that is. But I don't know. Like I suggested this morning, and you guys played in the league, you would know far more than I on this. But like Gage, what if you said to him, "Hey, until you start dialing it in a bit on some of these critical mistakes that are costing our team, Wallman's going to be on PP1. And if you want to get back on power play 1, then you got to pick up Suter in front of the net. And you got to not stop JT Miller from getting to the front of your goal." Like, is that something you could do? Like,
I wouldn't even tell him. That would just be Wallman, McDavid.
You don't even have to sit down with Bouch and say, "Listen, sir, here's what we're just like." He's going to realize,
figure it out.
Like I got to get.
Yeah. He's the direct result for goals with how would you call it? Lackluster play, I guess you could say. God, this one's really funny in the text line. Ross basically says that the Rogers Place will no longer be known as Rogers Place. It's their new sponsor, Sleep Country.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. If you want to sleep like the Oilers sleep, come on down to Sleep Country.
Oh man,
that is kind of funny. I mean, This text comes in. First time they've ever texted in, so thank you very much for listening to two guys and text it in. Tell your friends about our sports talk here all day on EST. Let's be honest. Any D-man other than Bouch lifts Suter's stick last night, and we get to overtime. Emberson, Stetcher, Regula, the guys who kill themselves to stay in the lineup, don't let that goal happen. But I said, even when we're criticizing, like, for Nurse, it's never really an effort thing with Darnell Nurse. It's a mental mistake here or there, the execution of things, but not very often have I come in and been like,
he wasn't trying.
Darnell Nurse isn't trying.
Yeah.
Like, Darnell Nurse is usually trying. Sometimes it goes horribly wrong, but Darnell Nurse is trying. Whereas with Bouch, it just looks like he's completely disconnected.
Darnell Nurse is probably trying to block that shot, right? Like he's
like he's
getting in the way.
He's trying to do something on it, as opposed to literally doing nothing. Like,
I wonder if how it affects the team though too. When you say like there's guys that are willing to do anything so that they stay in the lineup, and then they see that play last night where, I don't want to get hit, and I don't really want to get engaged. I'll just try to hopefully get it after, and then get the plus 20 minutes of ice time. Like that's going to drive guys a little bit crazy after a certain amount of time.
I love this guy on the nasty chat. Says it might take Bouch 3 games to realize he's not on PP1 anymore.
He'll just come up the ice and drop it back, and for a breakaway. Where's Connor?
Wait
a second. I'm usually on
here. You do, like, I know he's been really good in the last 2 playoffs. And when he wasn't good at the beginning of last year's playoffs, they were in a little bit of trouble, and then he sort of dialed it in.
It was one play that switched it. Maybe that's what Knoblaugh's doing. He knows that one play that can turn it and go completely the other direction. Because after he knocked down that Byfield dump out, he became the butcher.
Just a killer after that, yeah.
He's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, this guy. It's almost comical.
I've heard that reference, and I've used that reference myself, but I'll just do a little confession here. I've never watched any of that. The show, Dr. Jekyll.
I don't think there is a show, is there?
There isn't a show?
No.
What is it,
it's
a book?
It's like a classic novel.
Yeah, he's a classic.
Oh, man, I thought it was like a 1960s television show.
I think it was kind of based loosely on the Jack the Ripper kind of story, right?
No.
I love Cass. I love Gage.
I know this.
He wasn't real.
I know this because I did Game Changers like a week ago.
Yeah.
And,
you did do it a week ago. That's why you know this. That's right.
Yeah. So in doing that, I was like, I wanted to research the book, so I researched the book a little bit. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. So no, it's very allegorical for a bunch of things, but no, not based on Jack the Ripper. He basically was exploring. He had the author had a good friend that murdered his wife, like murdered the good friend, murdered the good friend's wife, and then got thrown in prison. But he was like an upstanding, great citizen, this guy, and so he started exploring themes of why someone. How someone that was so good could be so duplicitous, and a couple others. So that's where it came from. He had a couple ideas because he'd written some other books too. So which is weird, but I unfortunately have the type of brain that sometimes I rabbit hole on things, and so I was just looking for the author's name, and I started with the author's name, and then I just got sucked into the trying to figure out why this guy wrote this and how, and the allegorical, metaphorical, and all that stuff, because it's interesting to me. But
Zedmo over on the chat says Dusty's remembering that Gilligan's Island episode, and Max Pazuzu says I think Dusty is referring to the Bugs Bunny cartoon. I don't know. I thought it was a show. I always thought it was a show. I guess my confession is I don't know anything at all. Now what was I guess Dr. Jekyll, as Cass was talking, I was thinking of a movie. I just recently watched it for the first time. And I realized it was really good. It was Edward Norton. And he was like...
Primal Fear?
Yes. I had no idea. I had never watched Primal Fear before. I downloaded it for a plane ride because I love Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And I was like flying somewhere and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this Primal Fear. And then I'm sitting there, I swear to God, on the plane, like I'm watching it go down. And I'm looking at everybody in the plane. I take my headphones like, did you know that Edward Norton was totally normal and a psycho in this movie? Like, this is insane. Spoiler alert. That blew me away.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So that felt like a little bit like a Dr. Jekyll,
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde thing, I guess. Would
Oh,
that
yeah.
be the comparison?
Well, he developed a serum, though, that he drank to become Mr. Hyde,
Yeah.
didn't he?
So it's also not good comparison.
Yeah, it was basically he drank a serum to indulge his deepest desires.
Yeah.
That he couldn't, because he was like a moral, upstanding lawyer that was like publicly well respected, and so he couldn't do the gross things that he wanted to do, and so he drank a serum to turn into that. But then, basically it started to take over, and the other personality, the Mr. Hyde, started to take over, and he couldn't ultimately change back. So basically, which actually is kind of applicable us to the Oilers here, where it's like you drink that serum too often, and that's what you turn into, right? Like, so in the book, it's the drinking the serum and indulging your deepest desires means you kind of go down a path you ultimately can't recover from. That's the story. And for the Edmonton Oilers, I mean, you do that too often, and we've seen it a couple of years before where they have recovered, but it's like at some point you're not going to recover if you can't switch back here. So kind of applicable. It's an applicable story for the Edmonton Oilers.
I got sidetracked on Edward Norton here because he's so good.
No,
I was going to say,
picked Edward Norton.
what is your favorite Edward Norton movie?
Oof, there's some good ones. I mean, it's an awful, awful movie, but American History X.
I mean, he nailed American History X. Like,
a little too close.
I was going to say, like, American History X, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did
that was
this.
Nasty.
I was, I remember the first time I watched that
Yeah,
and the stomp, I was
The
just like, oh
Stomp
my
is-
God. Like,
that's rough. Stacy Keach is terrible in there.
that might have been like his best, like as far as acting goes,
Because that came
maybe
after
his best work, but
Fight Club's great.
I love The Illusionist.
Oh, and The Illusionist is good too. Yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a while.
really
Yeah.
good
good.
movie.
Trying to think which other ones. I never saw Birdman.
The Hulk.
I didn't see that. I know
liked it.
there's lots of people that like Birdman. I know.
He was good as the Hulk. Like he
great
did,
as the
he did
Hulk.
good Hulk. Yeah, he did good Hulk. I liked him as the bad guy in Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg.
Perfect.
He was
yeah.
a pretty good
He was a
bad
good
guy
bad guy.
there.
I mean,
anyway.
Fight Club. Did you guys say Fight Club already?
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned
Yeah.
Fight Club already.
You know that role in Primal Fear. Matt Damon tells a funny story about it. How him and Ben Affleck wanted that, and they didn't get it, and they spent the next few years trying to find their Primal Fear role because that's Edward Norton. After that blew up, right? Like he was.
That was the big one
that
for
was
him,
The big
yeah.
one for him, and it actually was a good thing because that Edward Norton getting that role made them. Well, we'll just do it ourselves, and they made Good Will Hunting.
Oh, really? That's it.
the story goes. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that is interesting. As Worm in Rounders as well.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he's
right.
incredible.
Good movie.
That's probably my favorite Edward Norton. American History X is probably like his best stuff. He was good. Wow, Primal Fury was really good in too. He's a good actor, man. I don't think I've seen The Illusionist in a long, long, long time.
No.
Let's see, a magician of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's a good one.
Does
I
illusions.
think that one's actually based loosely on a true story as well. Very, very loosely. I think that is. No, I'm going to rabbit hole later. Don't worry, guys.
Have you
I'll
seen
tell
Pride and Glory? He's with Colin Farrell in that one. It's pretty good.
That's
John
a
Voight's
Civil
in it.
War movie? Is that a Civil War?
No. Pride and Glory is about like a brother, like a father, two sons, and then the brother-in-law who's married to their sister's a dirty cop.
Oh really?
Yeah, and
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's good. It's really good actually. I think you'd probably like that one too.
Oh, the Civil War movie is just called Glory. That's what it was.
No,
That's a Denzel. I think that's a Denzel one. I think that's the one I was thinking of.
Dan, so I
He's
have to
not
tell
in
you,
mine.
I'll never respect your opinion on any movie since you said Outsiders was a top 10.
But it's a classic.
It might be a classic, but it's not a
Okay,
top
so
10
it's a
movie of all
classic.
time.
So's
You
Gone with
said
the
it was
Wind,
top
but-
10. I
No,
remember
said it
where
was a
I was
classic
driving
movie.
when you said it.
Everybody
I'll
in the
never
world
forget the
has
moment.
watched The Outsiders.
You said it was top 10, though.
Okay.
I was driving out to Righand on a dirt road, and I'll never forget you said it.
Buddy,
I'll never
the
forget
story, the cast.
I mean, a classic
greasers,
movie, but not a top
sushis.
10 movie.
Okay, but it's a classic.
Okay, I'll agree with you with it's a
Okay.
classic, but it's not.
Is it
top
a
10.
classic?
It's a classic because we read the book in school.
Yeah, I know.
That's really it.
Is Lord of the
Like, if
Flies
you go back
a
and watch
classic?
the acting, it's not that great.
No, because they were just Ralph Macchio's birthday, by the way. Today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Way to deflect.
Stay gold,
Happy
pony boy.
birthday. Yeah.
Stay gold, pony boy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying it's a classic. That's it. Like Cass probably loves it.
Cass, you love The Outsiders?
Not as much as Hernan, apparently. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
It was
a
an
good
important
movie.
movie to watch once.
Yes. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Very, very good movie. Yeah.
All right, let's get into a hired or fired here for GS Construction. YouTube Trev sent these in today for me. Did he? I was busy between shows, so
Where
he put
does
these
he
together.
tarps off with his neighbor right now?
Yeah, he's hanging out, rubbing nipples with his neighbor.
Jeez.
Well, Cass, is it not weird that Trev's landlord / neighbor has his shirt off all the time?
No, I'm not saying it's not weird. But thinking of Trevor in that way is weird. So.
I think Trev should just out-weird him. Like, just, oh yeah? Let's get after it. All right, here we go. Connor McDavid will score less than 30 goals. Hired or fired?
Hire it.
Can you believe we're saying this?
He doesn't shoot, man.
He's got 3. He scored 2 in one game.
Yeah, but he can do it in bunches. I'm going to fire it because it's Connor McDavid. I'm going to fire it.
The Oilers will... Are you doing the walk again? I love this Hernan walk. The Oilers will make an impact trade before the new year. So in the next 2 months.
Fire it.
Fire it.
Do you guys both fire it? You
Nope.
said at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's boring. From not from your same
Like, what are they-
answers.
like,
just the
who
fact
what?
that.
Like-
They can't do anything.
Yeah.
So you don't think moving Stetcher for future considerations is impact trade?
Everyone's got an anchor next to their name. Like no one's going anywhere.
Cale Makar will be the first defenseman in 25 years to win the Hart Trophy. Chris Pronger, 2000. Wyshynski pointed out on our show this morning, because Makar is one of their trophy watch Hart candidates right now. There hasn't even been a defenseman nominated as a finalist since Pronger won it 25 years ago, which to me, the conversation is we don't value defensemen enough in the National Hockey League. But anyway, Cale Makar will be the first defenseman in 25 years to win a Hart, hired or fired.
I'm gonna fire because could get injured. Like Hughes should have won it last year. I thought
If you're ever going to give it to a defenseman, I thought
that
Quinn
last
Hughes had
year
a
was,
valid case for
but
it
he
last
got
year.
injured, right? So you know what? No, well, I'm going to switch. I'm going to hire it just because it's an albatross here. It's something that we haven't seen. So
I was gonna hire it all the way. However, I will disagree, not with Gager. I'm going to disagree with Dusty. I don't think it's that defensemen are undervalued. I just think you need more better forwards, and forwards ultimately contribute more than defensemen do. Because if you have a
There's not
centerman,
one defenseman
if
in
you
the
have a
last
centerman-
25 years that was a top 3 most valuable player in the league.
who? When?
Nick
What year?
Lidstrom anytime?
he got the token.
You go back.
What about Eric
Yeah,
Carlson
yeah.
in like peak Eric Carlson days? That guy couldn't have been nominated top 3 for most valuable player in the league.
Potentially. Like, right. So you have some guys that maybe could have, but you also had other players that year. So if we were to go back, I mean, we could turn this into a whole thing.
Yeah, no,
We
me
go
neither. But
back.
I'm curious to see that year that Eric Carlson had that massive season.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up too.
Let's see here.
Like Hedman was a huge piece to that Tampa Bay team. Like he won the Conn Smythe the one year, right?
Yeah. So he had now, which huge one? Are you talking about the San Jose 22-23?
Yeah, or what about the Ottawa?
When he had
in
101.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who were the finalists those years?
So the 82 in 2015, 2016.
Let's see here. 2015-16 award voting. Oh, it's taking a while to load here. Hockey Reference is verifying I'm a human. What are we talking about here? Of course I'm a human. There we go. So let's see here. He finished 9th in voting that year. Behind
was his
Kopitar,
plus?
Yager, Ovechkin, Thornton, Braden Holtby finished 4th in voting that year. Actually.
Wow.
What was his plus? What was his plus minus?
I think it was -2. I don't know. I feel like over the last 25 years, you can make a case.
You could make, yeah.
Like Quinn Hughes should have been a finalist last year,
Yes.
right? I think
Yeah.
he should have been top 3 last year.
Easy.
There's been guys that occasionally you could say, oh, could have been there, could have been in there. But
Cass,
in
let's
general,
be honest. You just hate the
they're
Feds.
less important.
Simple as that.
Well, I do.
That's it.
Yeah, they hate their guts. Yeah.
All right, what else do we got here from Trev? We got 2 more hire it or fire it. The Pittsburgh Penguins will make the playoffs this season. Hire it or fire it.
I'm going to hire it. It's Crosby's. I mean, Malkin looks great. There's a lot of experience. There's going to be some lulls, but with the work that they're putting in now, I think will allow them to be battling by the end of it.
I'm going to fire it. I think there's been teams that have grossly underperformed so far, and Pittsburgh has been fine. But there's been teams in the East and in the Metro in particular that haven't played up to expectations yet. That I think will hit a little bit more of the gas. So I think they slip out of it.
Don't you think, Cass, that those teams that you're surprised at in the standings currently have just gotten better though too?
Like Pittsburgh got better. I mean, I'm not, like New Jersey's better. That's not surprising. Montreal's played really well. I mean, it's East, not the Metro, but they're the East. Like they've surprised me with how well they've played. Montreal has. They're playing really well.
Yeah, I mean, Columbus is up there. Utah,
But they have,
you didn't expect
that doesn't
Utah
shock
to be.
me. Columbus doesn't shock me that they're in a wild card spot.
They're not.
They have some good pieces.
Or are they?
They're lacking. I don't think it's not like they're going to be a threat to win a Stanley Cup because they don't have the game-changing offensive player. But they have their defense in particular. Like they got some studs back there.
Well, they got one of the best in the league, but
One of the best in the league.
If you were to tell me that on November 4th that Seattle and Anaheim would be 1-2 in the Pacific, I
thought you were drinking.
Bro, it was.
But I look like New York's underperforming, Ottawa's underperforming, Boston's meh, whatever, Washington underperforming, Florida underperforming. Don't look now, but after a very, very rocky start, the Buffalo Sabres are starting to play some good hockey. And that's a group we've said for years could pop, and they could at any moment. So I don't know. I don't think Pittsburgh's got the legs to run it.
All right, final one. Bo Bichette will re-sign in Toronto. Hire it or fire it.
Fire it. He's going to New York.
Oh, God, that would be absolute worst.
Oh, it'd be a dagger.
There's
Freaking
no
dagger.
way. I mean, God, that would suck. If he does, at least go to the Mets. At least go to the NL.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to get a bunch of money and waste your career, go to the Mets.
My grandmother would quite literally cry if that happened.
Oh, she loves him, eh?
You do not want, Bo, if you're listening, because I know you're a fan of the show, don't upset Grandma Phyllis. That would not be ideal.
We don't want to do that. Gager, what do you think? Does he sign? Not sign.
I'm going to hire it. Yeah, I think he'll sign.
All right. What about the prediction for tonight, guys? Do they bounce back with the dub in Dallas? I think they do. I think they're going to win tonight.
I don't
don't know.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I don't know. Like,
You've got Gully. He's, do it for the Gully thing. He's probably going to put a few bucks on the board for the winner. You got a team that's depleted. So we know how fat and sassy the Oilers are when they see the lineup card of the other
worry
team.
about that, right?
yeah,
And then
I do worry about that.
And then you get a bunch of guys that are extremely motivated for not only the guys that are new into the lineup, but the sting of last year too, and the ability to make an impression. This isn't going to go well for the Edmonton.
If this doesn't go well tonight, they don't play again until Saturday. Do you know how long the next 3 days will be? Talking about if they lose this one to Dallas too.
They might just wait in Dallas till like Friday afternoon.
If they're smart, if they just didn't come home till Friday. What's coming up in EST afternoons today, buddy? What do you guys got?
Well, I got a story to tell. So that's
What?
Yeah. It was brutal today. Just brutal.
Today?
Yeah.
This morning?
Yeah.
Give us a quick tease. What's it about?
Fraud.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I'm not laughing now.
Yeah.
What did Evan Bouchard do to you?
You're on fire today, Cass. What else is coming up?
Obviously, we'll go over last night. We got highlights, lowlights. We'll go around the NHL and the Monday nighter. Sam Nestler, host at DLL Stars. We'll talk a little bit of Dallas Stars and tee up Reed and Jay.
All right, that is going to do it for Two Guys and Goalie today. Brought to you by Sandman and his crew over at GS Construction. They have been serving our community for over 50 years.
And they got a speakeasy.
And they have a speakeasy at their new place, and it's awesome. Can't wait to get in there one day. If you're looking for a new gig, take your career to another level, visit gsconstruction.ca, click on Ready to Work, all right? That's going to do it for us. EST Afternoons is on the way. For Matt Cassian, Joaquin Gage, I am Dustin Nielson. Thank you very much for watching or listening. Take it easy.